Hey, what's going on out there? How's it going on this beautiful evening as the Atlanta Falcons come through in the clutch and win the game? Atlanta Falcons win 34-27 over the Washington Commanders, and I'm excited about a win. I'm wondering if the rest of the free world and the Atlanta Falcons world is, but we did win the game. Got a lot of stuff to talk about, and more importantly, I want to hear what you all have to say about what happened today in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Come on back into Uncle Steve's Lounge and let's talk about it.
You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time.
What is going on? Hope everyone is having a great Sunday afternoon. And if you're an Atlanta Falcons fans, you are just saying yes. The yes today is the Atlanta Falcons getting back on track after one of the most lopsided, embarrassing losses in franchise history. Bounce back, and after not scoring 1 point, they scored 34 points. And some would argue they probably could have scored more, but I could care less at this moment because we have the dub. The dub today was over the Washington Commanders, who fall to 2-2. It was 34-27. I don't really think the game was as close as the score would dictate. We had some things go on in the last second that kind of made things hairy in a minute. But at the end of the day, look, I said it last week when we lost to the Carolina Panthers. Sometimes momentum is just a bigger thing, man. Momentum is huge. The psychology of the game is a big deal. I think last week, from looking outside, looking in, when I was at the game at Carolina, it seemed like they were out of sorts early psychologically on that sideline. I saw some things that I had not seen. I've been to every game this year, home and away, and it just looked a little off last week for some reason. And probably that's proof for the pudding because the same team that beat us 30-0 went up there and put up and gave up 40 points to the Patriots today. But really good bounce back from Michael Penix, for Zach Robinson, for Raheem Morris, and for the whole organization. I know we can nitpick. I know we can. There are a lot of things that still need to be cleaned up. And we'll probably say that for every game that we play for as long as this season goes. But the bottom line is the Falcons found a way to get that kind of a mini must-win going into the bye. 34-17. look at the numbers, man. Let's look at them. Michael Penix Jr., 20 carries, 20 carries, 20 completions out of 26 attempts, 313 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and quarterback rating of 126. Now, this was the same young man last week that we actually had a faction of our fan base suggesting that it was time for him to sit down and everything was over. It's amazing to me how things could change. And I said that last week. It's different. Momentum is a huge thing. Falcons came right down there and scored. And I said to myself, yep. Oh, yeah. This is going to be a different game. And it was. Nothing resembles what happened last week at Carolina. And I've just come to, that's why last week I was preaching the message of it's a long season. Each game is its own entity. You can't go off of everything that happened in Carolina and extrapolate it out to what's going on with Washington. You can't do it. The defense today, definitely missing A.J. Terrell. Had a little bit more passing than we wanted to down there, even though we held Marcus Mariota to 156 yards, but 2 touchdowns, especially the 4th down touchdown, that was a little concerning, but that was actually a good throw. Got to give Mariota credit where credit is due. 16-27, 156 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception for Mariota. 84.8. Mariota also ran for 20 yards. Had that long scramble that helped him out there too. Go back on the other side of the ledger. Bijan, please don't draft him. Draft Jalen Carter Robinson. 17 carries, 75 yards, 1 touchdown on the ground. Through the air, 4 receptions, 106 yards. Old boy hauled him in. I thought he was going to catch a touchdown on that. But great game from him. Kyle Pitts, 5 more receptions, 70 yards, his first touchdown of the year. Drake London finally had a really good game, 8 receptions, 110 yards, 1 touchdown. So what I'm telling everybody is all of you that were on the edge and jumping off the bridge, just let the season play out first. Before we fire everybody, I had everybody talking about this organization as if these guys just came yesterday. Every game is competitive. Wanna see? Look what the Bills had to deal with in the first half against the lowly Saints. Wanna see? Ask the Chargers about going to New York undefeated against a team that hadn't won a game and walking out of there with an L. The NFL is just unpredictable, folks. We can't go by what last week was. So I'm just in that mood, man. I'm just so happy over a win. We'll worry about the rest of the stuff later. They got to bye. Give y'all a week to chill out, and then we'll talk about the rest of them. 2-2, going into the bye. Yeah, you got a tough one coming out, but as y'all see this week, man, and this year, anything can happen, man. Anything. Let's jump right into the chat, see what everybody is talking about. John Brooks in the house. Say, I'm first. I smashed. I appreciate that as y'all coming into, whether y'all watching on YouTube, we appreciate y'all watching there, that's how your uncle can get out here into these algorithms and do my thing with Uncle Steve's Lounge. We have a little over 1,600 subscriptions at this moment. So any other subscriptions that you guys, anybody that hasn't had a nice little podcast to watch, y'all tell them about your uncle and share the video, like the video, and send them my way, man. We like to entertain as much as we can. He said, bro, our Falcons showed out. I like the way Penix and Bijan and Tyler ran the ball. I like the way our defense played today. Xavier Watts is a ball hawk. And that's somebody else. You know, it's going to be very interesting to me with Xavier. And I don't want to speak to the future right now because I like what we have. It'll be interesting to see if Xavier ends up being a replacement for Jesse when he asks for that next contract. Because you know it's coming. We're going to start positive right now, though. But Xavier Watts is that guy. And to think we snuck him in the 3rd round is crazy. John Higgins in the house. What's up, John? Say, Uncle Steve, what's happening, man? I know a win is a win. The offense coordinator is still crazy. I'll take the win. 7 is not number 7 is not that fast. Tyler would have scored. John, I don't know, brother. I don't know. I don't know how to please everybody, man. We won the game. We scored 34 points. Everybody was worried about the offense, and we still dogging out Zach. No, did Zach make perfect calls? No, but the man scored 34 points. And if we wanted to, and the time would have worked with us, we probably would have scored a touchdown on the last drive. But it made no sense to try with this Zach Robinson thing. Never. John says, John says, Tony Dorsett, Adrian Peterson, Eric Dickerson, Barry Sanders, O.J. Simpson would have scored on that play. Michael the Burner Turner would have scored. I hear you, bro. I hear you. Can't win, brothers. Can't win for losing. It's all good. It's all good. Shaka Zulu in the house. What's up, Shaka? Big win? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. ATL Skate Man is in here. Hello, 435 repping Penix. Yep. Bijan. Yep. Tyler. Yep. That's that's a good one. Bring it on down. Greg is in the house. What's up, Greg? Greg from Greg Custom Kicks. Y'all make sure y'all check Greg out. He's the one that custom makes your shoes for you. He makes some nice Atlanta Falcons for me, Atlanta Falcons shoes for me 2 years in a row. I'm sure he will take all of your business if you let him do it. He does excellent work. Y'all make sure y'all check him out on his Instagram. He got it right there. GQB Custom Kicks with a Z. What's up, Unc? I'm glad we got that nasty taste of last week's loss out of our mouth. This kind of proves somewhat we could be a competent team. There are really no more rooms for excuses. I think not only that, Greg, I think what it proves to me more is that the NFL is not an easy league. You don't have the days of the, oh, yeah, they're going to win are gone in the NFL. They're gone. Who in their right mind would have said the Giants changing to a brand new quarterback against a 3-0 Charger team would win that game? Stop lying. If you're out there on the screen talking about, I did, you're lying. You're absolutely lying. So I'm just taking the win as we take it. Bobby D in the house. What's going on, brother? Glad to get that bad taste out of our mouths. Getting a slight concern about Moody and his health. Yeah, I'm hoping we're not dealing with long-term issues with this kid. And it's really weird that you say that because coming into the season, Bobby, the first thing I said was our wide receiver depth is something to concern ourselves about if the guys aren't ready. And Mooney, yeah, we understand at the beginning, but now our brother Casey Washington kind of comes to my concern too. It seems like every time he takes a little hit, he comes up a little shaky. We might have to go out and or either give the guys a shot on the bench, but we might have to go out and look for some folks. We just might have to. Clayton Murray in the house. Clayton said, take the win, but I need a new playbook after the bye. I predicted us 3-1 before the bye, but 2-2 works for now. Clayton, I hear you. I think a lot of people, listen, there is no doubt that Zach Robinson deserves every bit of criticism for the first couple of weeks, especially when you're not scoring touchdowns. Today, the Falcons, if I'm not mistaken, I think we scored 4 touchdowns. And don't get me wrong, there was room for 5 or 6. But I'm telling y'all, folks are not giving an inch. The man won the game. Whatever they did today worked. It's not perfect, but I don't know. I just feel like rallying for the Cats. I do. I'm not trying to tell you we've arrived. Nobody's saying that. And nobody's saying that, you score 30 points, nobody can give him any criticism. You can do that. But, geez, the man went from 0 and looked discombobulated all last week. He scores 34 points, really could have scored more if we wanted to, but the game time situation didn't dictate that. And we throwing the man, wow, y'all hard, man. Coach's Corner in the house. Y'all make sure y'all check Coach out, him, Keely, and Debbie, is that her name? Doing the show, the Coach's Corner. They were on last week for their first time, and it was some good stuff. Y'all make sure y'all check them out on YouTube. And I definitely think, especially if you're somebody that gets into the X and O's of the things, he's one of the best going at it. He says, good win. Hughes and Alford needs to be on the plane with Quinn. Now, I will say, man, yeah, which is really interesting, Coach, because I know they cut C.J. Henderson last week, and I'm not trying to say C.J. Henderson would have come in here and changed the status of things. Yeah, but D. Alford was on the bad end of a lot of bad plays today, no doubt. Coach also asked people to push that like button. I appreciate that, and he's right. Push the like button if you're on Facebook. Push the like button if you're on YouTube. We really appreciate it. Appreciate it. Shaka said, you still on the ground? Yeah, I'm here, man. I am here, my brother. I am here. Ready to talk about this win, brother. Dirty Bird 67 is in the house. He says, overall good game. Absolutely. Clayton says, offense, Zach Robinson play calling and Raheem game management got to be better, but today better with keeping Tyler in the scheme. Yeah, Clayton, I hear you, brother. We won the game. I hear you. I don't know what y'all wanted. 60 points. I guess y'all wanted 60 points and stuff. More power to you. Deanna's in the house. How you doing? Thanks for appreciate y'all. Zante is in the house here. Bijan was not running full speed. He thought he had him, and they clocked him at 21 miles per hour. That's not slow. I was just trying to tell y'all. Y'all want that man to be Usain Bolt. Prior to that play, the man had already got 60 yards in the game. Did a somersault in the end zone. And y'all say y'all don't want, y'all gonna criticize the man for being slow. Come on.
Stop the cap.
Y'all gotta chill, man. Woo! Coach is going to say, got a little Uncle Steve. Oh, we got beat by 100 points. Uncle Steve, the sun will not come out. Bet your bottom dollar on that. Talk me off the list so many times. I'm just trying to tell y'all, man. Listen, I guess I'm just going to be like that, man. And again, I'm not trying to count gray hairs. I'm just saying, y'all, we've seen worse. Matter of fact, back in the day, we would have a 30-0 lead. I'm sorry, a 30-0 loss or something like that back in the 80s or 90s or something like that. And you come back, you lose by 3, and we were like, that's a moral victory. No, we had a flat out victory today. And let me tell y'all too, man. Atlanta Falcon fans, I applaud you for those who come out to the game, to the Benz. Because after what we put on the field 2 of the 3 weeks offensively, I can understand how people would be discouraged. But man, it was a Washington Commander takeover today. Those Washington fans were there. And they were loud at the beginning until they realized it was Marcus Mariota and not Jaden Daniels back their quarterback. They came to the reality. That was it. Clayton said, defense, know that we hurt. I can't wait till our baby Falcons, Pierce, Walker, Watson, Bowman get more experience, but defense allowed 300. I was going to bring that up. Less than 300 yards. Can't complain about that. They have yet to give a team 300 yards total offense. So what the plan is working. To your point, Clayton, I do think we're missing a key contributor in that defensive backfield. I think AJ makes that much of a difference. Look, D'Alford, God bless him. I have no idea. He must have been like a Falcon favorite in the locker room. The fact that he's still in there, but you're going to get caught on a couple of those with him checking some big time receivers and just look bad today. Greg says, I'm so glad Zach got his behind out of the box and on the field to interact with his players. Feels good to see that. This is your second year as OC. You're supposed to be on the field anyway. He claimed, if you listen to his press conference last week, he claims that it was his idea to move down to the field.
Stop the cap.
I wanted them to go back to Raheem later, and maybe somebody will come back and say that and say, whose idea was it for him to come down? But he claims it was his idea. Jonathan Freeman in the house. What's up? He said, yeah, he was one of them. I know what you're talking about. One of those folks who was uber critical. Listen, it's fine. And Jonathan got stake in the game, so I know his fandom runs deep. I get it. I get it. To say I wasn't ticked off up there in Carolina, y'all got to remember, man, we went through torture. We had to walk through that crowd at the end after putting up a goose egg. That was some tough stuff. That was some tough treading up there in Charlotte. But what I did know was that young man, I'm trying to tell y'all, number 9, the quarterback for the Falcons, y'all going to sleep on him. Y'all going to sleep on him, and we're going to sit here trying to act like he was Ritter, trying to act like he was the guy who was over on the other side with Washington today, and y'all going to sleep on him. Dude was hitting it back. He had the one interception, which he will probably tell you himself was an awful underthrow. He would have had that thing 3 inches higher. That was a walk-in touchdown from where he was at the 50 or 40. That would have been a walk-in touchdown. But other than that, 20 out of 26, folks, 313, I'll take it. And the win. Keith Simmons in the house. What's up, Keith? Obert got our D ranked in the top 5. I see 40 sacks and top 10 defense. Keith, I'll just take a win. For me, it doesn't have to be top 10. It doesn't have to be top 5. I just want to have a defense enough to get the win. Today, a defense enough to get the win. Because it definitely wasn't perfect today. But we got some pressure when we should have. But, Henry's in the house. What's going on, Henry? Happy Victory Sunday, Uncle Steve and Falcons family. Hope you all are having a blessed one. You too, Henry. I hope you're having a good one as well, my friend. I am feeling good, especially for the win today. Falcons go to 2-2, jump back to second place in the NFC South, 1 game behind the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who finally lost today to Philadelphia. They did try a furious comeback, but they came up a little bit short. So that's all we need to do. Clayton said, I'm not trying to absorb this win too much due to we still got the Buffalo Bills Monday Night Football. But what will help is Bills got a Sunday night football before Monday night. So less time for the Bills to be prepared. And I hear you. But, I'm also, Clayton, hate going back to the phrase, but any given Sunday, man, it just depends. And maybe that'll make a difference with the short practice week. But, bro, I'm just happy to have the win. I am. Henry says, Algier, Robinson, Pitts, London, each with TDs. That's great to see, spreading that love around. King Richie in the house, man. Richie out on the Dirty Falcons podcast. I know he was on there a little bit earlier doing his thing. Look, man, it's gonna be time for us to start recognizing that, look, these wins are gonna be hard. These victories are not gonna come easy. And today was one of those days. What's good, family? Great win. The offense seemed to start getting their confidence back as far as the players are concerned. I did. I think that's a, mental thing. Anthony's in the house. Anthony, how you doing, man? Say, rise up. What's up, Uncle Steve? Nice, smooth win today. Drake scored a touchdown. BR scored. Tyler scored. Pitts scored. Man, I was so happy. Big lift off my chest from last week. Anthony lives and dies this thing, man, with the Falcons. So I know what he's talking about. That's a good feeling to know that your team can bounce back from zero. We didn't get past the 31-yard line last week, and we put up 4 touchdowns today. And special shout out to our kicker who actually hit field goals. Parker got him in between. That's my buddy, man. This is my classmate right there, Lamont, in the house. What's going on, man? He said, good win. Always look forward to you bringing logic. I'm trying. I guarantee you some people will listen to me. Listen. Say, man, Steve, man, let me tell you what's going on. When they have the 12, when they have the 2 tight end set, and then the gap isn't high. I mean, we won the game. Stop with all that. Steve, if we use a 3-gap scheme and have a cover 3, and I'm like, he won the game. Y'all think for 1 minute I care about the rest of that stuff? Care about that during practice. We won the game. Jack Doe in the house, man. It's a good win for you guys. We won 1-2. Big Steelers fan. They lucked up and won against the team that we smacked around. We didn't let them score 21 points. But that's still a defense, man. Y'all a feast of famine. Y'all either putting everybody on their back or y'all giving up long passes. Addison had 180 yards. Almost got it. Well, y'all eventually scored. They eventually scored. But Pittsburgh's front 7 is still in the house. That back, man, y'all are something else. Deanna said, I feel you, Steve. Even in a win, I said on another podcast at the end of the game, I don't understand the Raheem hate. I'm not saying he can't be criticized, but it's sounding personal. And, I'm just being honest with you about this part, Deanna. Not only is it starting to get personal, but some people are crossing some lines that I'll feel confident talking to you offline about. But some of the things, get into another area that I just refuse to go to. And we got to remember where we are, and what people think. And as soon as you lose, there's a narrative of why he was hired and how he was hired and all of this good, ridiculous crap. I just don't have time for the nonsense. So you're right, Deanna. It was personal. A lot of people do take it, which is crazy to me because I said, listen, I love the Falcons to death, but yeah, I ain't falling asleep worried about whether Raheem got the job. So, just to let y'all know. Here it said the young drafted Falcons defense are hungry. Well, I mean, we're putting them out there on the field. Xavier, six tackles, of course, and the one interception. Uh, Zach Harrison with another sack today. Half sack between Leonard Floyd and Caden Ellis. Everybody eating. I love it. That one Falcon fan is in here. He said, was good. I bet someone held a Glock to Robinson's head to force him to make some good play calls. Dang. Glad we won and everyone else in the division lost. We got a bye, and then we got the Bills and the 49ers. Absolutely. 1 week at a time, y'all. 1 week at a time. We got the Bills next. I don't want to look too far. I know I'll say that, and then talk about it later. But we're at a point right now. We are a team that needs to talk about the team next week. Don't worry about everybody else. Also says we could either end up going 2-4, 3-3. Both games will be hard fought. I'll be posting the game recap and soon a Q&A. Knock yourself out, my friend. Clayton says, well, here's some Zach credit. Thank you for coming down from the booth due to communication issues. It worked better anyway. You're right, and you're gracious to give him a little bit of credit, Clayton. I'm going to give you. Y'all are hard, man. Jack Doe says a complete game by the offense. It was. We left some stuff out there. And again, that's where I come from to say, I turn around on Wednesday and say, I'm happy for the win. But absolutely, you have the right to say, yep, Mike, put a little bit of air on that ball. Hey, Zach, you don't have to go run, throw. You can mix it up. I'm over the pistol thing, the Dan Orlowski clip that he came down criticizing the Falcons, and they basically stayed in the pistol all day. So it'll be interesting to see with his rebuttal, because I'm sure the Falcons people are probably like, take that, second string quarterback. Bobby say people here are missing the message. We play to win the game. Coaches talk. Absolutely. That's it. That's all that matters to me. We won the game. I could walk out of there and every Commanders fan that I was passing by that y'all get them next time. Hope y'all enjoyed the visit. Or as I told them up in the stands, once the Falcons kicked that, once they got that onside kick, y'all ain't got to go home, but you got to get the heck up out of here. Oh, Robin's in the house. What's up, Robin? Give the ball to Tyler. Tyler, boy. That's another one, man. Tyler Algier just keeps doing what he do. 16 carries, 51 yards. When you see Tyler interacting with Bijan and they running the rock like that, bro, it's going to be a long day. Henry says the upcoming bye week is most needed at the extra week to get ready for Buffalo. That one Falcon fan says, now we have 10 sacks on defense. Let that sink in, right. 10 sacks through 4 games. Last year, we were begging for sacks. We had only 4 last year in that time frame. Yeah, Jimmy Lake, Lanier, and thanks, Ulrich. Shout out to the love for Jimmy Lake. Bobby said if we could be real, family, if we could have won the Carolina game what our expectations were and won that game close to Tampa, we could easily be 4-0. We have the potential. And while that is true, I think you win the games. You know, these are also little wake-up calls to say you can't just assume that you're going to walk into somebody else's stadium and do that. Like, Washington probably had the same feel today that we had going into Carolina. Now, remember, Falcons on the road, Minnesota, prime time, everybody talking about us. Michael Pennett's getting all the headlines, blah, blah. So Atlanta goes to lowly Carolina, and we're supposed to wipe the mat with them, and you see what happens. Same thing happened with the Commanders today. Commanders went in, yeah, Marcus Mariota, but the same Marcus Mariota put up 41 points last week in Vegas and beat that team. So they said, oh, man, we don't need Jaden. Jaden can get healthy. Let's take this back to Atlanta, and we'll whoop them up. Every game, every week. Tremel thinks culture is in the house. What's going on? What is going on with you? Good to see you in the house. Thank you for joining us. Again, everyone who's joining us YouTube today, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We welcome everybody who's watching on X. Thank you for looking at us, and also those on Facebook. Good to see y'all. Speaking of Facebook, our brother Armani. And I know he's extra happy today because he has his little wink. Uncle Steve was a great weekend of football because he's a huge Falcon fan. And unfortunately, he is also a huge Alabama fan. I don't know what it is about Kirby and Alabama, but whatever it is, I'm telling you, they just can't beat them. That's in his head. Now watch Georgia run off the next 8 in a row. Watch. And Alabama lose 2 out of 3. It will. I'm telling you. But congratulations, Armani. I know the Alabama showed up, boy. Y'all better keep Simpson healthy. Matt Town Dirty's in the house. What's up, Matt? Good to see you, buddy. Southside Ricky is in here. What's up, Southside? Say that offense was turned up. It absolutely was. Iron Mike 404 Gaming is in the house as well. Don't it feel good? It feels good. Yeah. Tony. Southside says Pitts is having a low-key great season so far. You know what? I was talking to somebody about that, and I'm saying to myself, because y'all got to remember, Kyle is fighting for his next contract next year, whether it be here or whether it be somewhere else. So far, you can argue he's been the most consistent receiver so far. He's been the most consistent receiver this year for the Falcons. Finally got in the end zone today, and good for him. Elabate, we won the game. That's right. That's all that matters. That's my brother Harrison Ford. What's going on, Harrison? How you doing, brother? I know you out there doing your thing. After driving 225 miles, join the club, Harrison, to see the Falcons lose to the Panthers 30-0 in Charlotte last week. I am happy about today's win. We bounced back and found ways to score. And it's amazing to me, and Harrison will probably put this in effect. That Carolina crowd was not – that was their season opening game. You would have never known it. There were huge pockets of Falcons fans everywhere in the stadium. It wasn't like this blue out, and I say blue like the color, like blue thing going on in Carolina. It was just as many Falcon fans, but unfortunately we didn't have anything to root for last week. But yeah, I feel your pain 100%. Southside Ricky said, what's going on, everybody? Falcons Nation over everybody. Rides up victory weekend. Gotta love that. Southside Ricky said Xavier Watts throwing his name. Oh, yeah. And the defensive rookie of the year. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. You got to say that. Absolutely. Classmate alert in the house. That's what's up, Tracy? How you doing? Great game today. You know what? I'm so mad, too, as I see you and Harrison come through. I did not realize they were doing the high school stuff yesterday. I probably wouldn't have been able to make it anyway. I had a very full Saturday, but it was a great seeing a lot of classmates and stuff in the pictures and stuff. Just mentioning that because you happen to come up. But yeah, great game today. Let's string a couple of them together. Let's see what happens. Scooter Rain, what's up, Scooter? Good win today. Still questioning Zach's play call, mainly that pistol formation 90% of the time. Now, here's the thing, Scooter. I am all for the fair, critical talk of the pistol, as Dan Orlowski did last week. And especially when we scored 0 points, and then in Minnesota, 1 touchdown and 5 field goals. He didn't change much, and we put up 34, and you could argue because of the end of the game dynamics, probably could have put up more. I'm not saying 100% is the right thing, but I can't say after 34 points in a win it's the wrong thing. We'll see how it plays out. But again, I'm just not ready to die on that hill yet. Not at 2-2. Latoya Jones is Latoya. Falcons win just makes my day so much better. Hoping the guys come off the bye ready for a run. I hope so too. And sometimes you might need that tough opponent. I don't have a problem with it being the Bills coming off as good as they're playing. Bring it on. Then that's the litmus test. That's the litmus test to see. Sasa said Orlowski was third string at best. Yeah, his biggest claim to fame is hitting his head against the out of bounds. Yeah, but he's a decent analyst. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I do like listening to him sometimes, but when he did the total dump on the Falcons, I took that I took that personally. Monte Carlo says almost had 2 touchdowns for Tyler. Yeah, did his big one on the counter. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, man, and I don't even know what homeboy was thinking at the 1 yard line when he saw Tyler. Maybe he didn't see the tape on Tyler. I guess he thought Tyler was going to go out of bounds. Tyler just lit his breath. He's like, oh, stop right there, Mr. Algier. Oh, but it's like, nah, bro. Get out the way. Get out the way. Southside said, I think we have the best running back room in the league. I'm going to say it's a close one between Detroit. I'm not going to lie to you. Montgomery, when he's in his bag, Detroit's up there too. South says it's Jimmy Lake Minnetonka or James Pond. Oh, man, the slander for the Lake, for Jimmy Lake. After it says, I'm so glad my boy Pitt's out there doing this thing. Has anyone noticed the last couple of games Pitt's be wide open and not getting the ball thrown to? Is it a Penix thing or is that Robinson playbook scene thing? I think today he was getting it to everybody else. And you look how he spread it around today. Drake got 8. Kyle got 5. He threw 1 to Casey, 1 to Darnell, and 1 to Ray Ray. And Ray Ray, come on, Ray Ray. I'm going to need you to stop dropping the dang on ball. Come on, bruh. Put it right in your hand. Come on. Why to call him? Say, glad Mariota went home. He should have. Yeah, we owed him, man. He kind of dumped us at the last minute. Did a little Bobby Petrino action on the Falcons. So, But buddy Red in the house, man. And the coach doing their things on Saturday mornings. I know they're on YouTube and on Facebook. Y'all make sure y'all check them out in the mornings. Always riveting sports talk. They talk local, they talk national. Good stuff on there. Greg said he picked him. He's a generational talent. 1 field goal block in 2 years over Bijan Robinson. Listen, I don't know who those people were too, man, but I was happy when we got him. And he's paying dividends right now. Absolutely. King says, I remember last week Unc said Quinn better not trot Mariota's butt up here thinking it's the same defense. I did. Absolutely. Hey, man. Hey. Zante says, "Is it just me, or do you think James Pierce Jr. needs to stay on the field? He's very active." I think Nate Ollie said, and he said it early on in training camp, that he's gonna keep rotating the guys. It's funny, the guys in my section today, who are very knowledgeable about football, they were saying the same thing. They were like, "Man, he ain't letting them stay in there. He ain't letting them stay." But he said he's not gonna let them stay in there more than 3 plays if they don't have to. He wants to keep them fresh. He said that from the beginning. We can't argue with a lot of the results so far. We getting more pressure than we've gotten in the last 4 years out of our defensive system. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. Southside said I got Pitts, Drake, and Penix on my fantasy team. I started Pitts and Drake, but started Drake May at quarterback. Oh man, Drake, and they went off today too. Did 40 points? Did he get you some points? I was just happy to see them beating the snot out of Carolina. That was something else. Red says, "See what happens when you let things play out." Talking to all the fans panicking after 3 games. Not only panicking, Red. I mean, straight up on the top of the 285 cloverleaf or whatever up there, and getting ready to jump, talking about the Falcons. Oh, fire everybody. Fire Zach Robinson. Fire Raheem Morris. Fire and my favorite one, out the blank, sell the team after 1 game. And the same team that got beat 30-0 turns around and puts up one of their best games of the year. That's crazy. Brother Joe in the house. Rise up indeed, my friend. We back in the house, man. So let's see if we can start this road like somebody was saying earlier, man. Let's put it on the. Let's see how much we can stretch this win streak to. Let's see. Been a while since we had a good win streak. It's like mid-season last year. Southside said we need more corners out there. Yes. Alfred and Hughes was getting trashed out there. And, Hughes actually had pretty decent coverage. I know I'm not about trying to give flowers to Mariota, but I give him a little credit. That was a really good pass on that 4th down. That should have been over with if that doesn't happen. But give him credit. He put that bad boy right in the pocket. 3:30 is in here. 3:30. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for joining us here on Uncle Steve's Lounge. Again, as y'all coming in, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you hadn't already. The Falcons go 2-2, 34-27. Michael Penix, for those who don't know, had 20 for 26, 313 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, total quarterback rating 126. Drake London, 8 catches for 110 yards. Bijan Robinson had over 175 all-purpose yards today. And Tyler Algier and Kyle Pitts also get in the end zone. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Henry says, gotta appreciate the Aints, Bucks, and Panthers lost the Dirty Birds with the big W. And I love days like this when we can do that. Everybody else lose and we keep winning. Absolutely. Southside says, I think we have a shot to beat Buffalo. Yes, we have a shot to beat any team in the league right now. Any team in the league. You just gotta concentrate for that 1 game, man. Don't look past everybody. You got 2 weeks to prepare for Buffalo. Let's see what happens. Henry says, I'm definitely not taking these wins for granted. As Al Davis would say, just win, baby. That's right. That's right. That's how we should be looking at it. Oh, Tim's in here. What's up? Tim says, man, great win today. I would really like to see Mooney get more involved. He still doesn't seem right. And again, his hamstring is messed up. I'm really concerned about that, Tim. I was saying a little earlier in the broadcast that I was already worried coming into this season about our wide receiver depth. And with Mooney kind of in and out, and really, you said it, he hasn't looked right, if that makes any sense. I can't sit here and say I I'm sold on Casey Washington. I'm really not. And then Ray McCloud, Ray when he catches it and gets an open field, he's a beast. Ray would have scored on that pass. I know he would have. That Bijan got, but that's not here or there. But I'm a little concerned about our wide receiver depth. I am. Southside says Tyler looked like he got faster too once he's going. Tyler is somebody that I think you got to give him those 5 or 10 attempts, and you're absolutely right to kind of lubricate him a little bit, get him rolling. Yep. Southside says it's great to see Pitts get the flex in the end zone. I think he's gonna get a lot. Yeah, I know, man. Henry said Felipe Price. Yeah, I saw that, man. I hope he's fine. Hopefully, this break will give us an opportunity to get some guys healthy and stuff. So, you know. Greg says, my bad. People were upset about the Bijan pick, a generational talent and a draft pick. People wanted defensive pick who spits on people over Bijan. I've been so no. I got you, brother. I know what you were talking about. I know what you were saying. Got the first super chat in here for today. Thank you. I appreciate it. My brother John Harris is in the house. John Harris of the eye test, and boy, his drive chart is going to look black today, which is great. He said, man, when I tell you that a duck can pull a truck and shut up and hook them up, quick passes to running backs coming out of the backfield, I told y'all. And I'm telling y'all, he been saying that for a long time. Super chat, my friend. Chilling in Uncle Steve's lounge. Yeah. Oh, Uncle Steve's lounge. Yeah, thank you for that super chat, my brother. Y'all make sure y'all check the eye test out on Wednesday nights, 10 o'clock. John Harris and Winston Thornton are going to be doing their thing. Please make sure you subscribe to their channel. You talk about a panel of all panels, man. Everybody shows up there Wednesday night except me because I be asleep most of the time. And I will tell you what I did do one of the nights. I want to say it was that last week or the week before. I was literally laying in bed and I ran by them on YouTube and I just put them on my head and everything, and I just started listening to them, and I was dozing in and out, but just love the conversation they have on there. But y'all make sure y'all check them out on that particular YouTube channel. Let's shoot down here. Jawan Brown is in here. What's going on, Jawan? Thanks for joining us here in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Let Us Pray is in here. To see some variety from Zach. Let's see what happens in 2 weeks. And that's a positive. Let's build it up and see, what happens, man. We gotta do that. Mount Town said Blair actually has good speed. It's kind of interesting. They brought Seals in Matt Town last week, and I don't know. I don't know whether he was active this week or not for the team, but it's interesting who they're bringing in for that. And I need to see. I need to see what wide receivers are out there aside of Odell Beckham. I don't know what free agent wide receivers are out there. I'm gonna say hey to the other half of the eye test, Winston Thornton. Winston contributing to that great panel. He and John host that over on YouTube, doing their thing. Y'all make sure y'all check them out again on Wednesdays at 10 p.m. I'm trying to pull this up so we can look at it together real quick. Position is wide. Not fullback. Is wide receiver. Okay, so wide receiver. Huh? say free agent wide. Oh, 2026, 2025. That's what they already got 2026 on here. uh, hold on one second. Bobby D says, man, I forgot to ask you if you got a chance to peep your cameo from, yes, Minnesota on the Atlanta Falcons fan show last week. Yeah, man, thank you so much. A lot of people reached out last week, and I really appreciate that. Bobby was he was the first one. As you guys know, I went to the Falcons game in Minnesota, and I was fortunate enough to get one of the seats down by the Falcons bench. And they caught me at the very end of the game when we kind of went in. Tyler Algier scored, and then Bijan came over to me. Don't ask why he came. Probably came over there because I was the only fan on that bottom row and surrounded by all the Falcons fans who were packing up their stuff ready to go. And he came over and, for some unbeknownst reason, just dapped me up. And I was like, that's what we do. And he was like, that's what we do. But yeah, if y'all see that, it's the latest, the last On the Rise episode for the Falcons, and that's at the very end of it. But thank you, Bobby, and thank you everybody else who kind of brought that up for me. Antonio's in the house. What's going on? Glad we got the W out the way. Save me. I'm going to AAB. Boy, you crazy, boy. Antonio, don't do it to him. My brother Larry at the dig. Like Larry is now, I'm pretty sure he did the Falcons game today, but today was also the last day of the Braves season, and the Braves won 4-1. But if you want to check out Falcons, if you want to check out Braves, if you want to check out upcoming Hawks, or you want to check out Georgia Bulldogs, please, this is the best live reaction Falcons podcaster going. If you want to sit down, turn the TV down, turn up the Dixon Way, and that's one of the best places you can go to. And Larry has been doing it for a while. We appreciate him doing that. He said, "What's up, Steve? Good win going into the bye week. It wasn't perfect, but it was great to win with the pressure that built up after the Panthers lost." And I like the way you said that, because it wasn't perfect. And I think the measure of a good team is starting to realize, folks, this stuff doesn't happen. It's not scripted. Like, again, who would have thought that the Chargers were going to lose to the Giants, who were changing quarterbacks today? Now, the Giants have good. They do have a good defense, but who would have called that today? I wouldn't have. So, every game is different. He said, let's build momentum off this week, carry on after the bye week. Great there to actually sit down and, like, I have Red Zone, and the only time I get to see it is like right before I come on Sundays or whatever. But next week, I promise y'all, I'm going to be sitting behind, me and my son are going to sit back and watch this stuff. This is going to be great next week. Drew, what's going on, Drew? Drew said we still got Penix haters in the bit, man. You already know it. That might have shut me up about the pistol formation. Pistol formation looked great today. And again, that's kind of what I was talking about, Drew, and somebody else was talking about, still complaining about the pistol. And I said to myself, yeah, but for what it's worth, it got us 34 points. And again, at the end, potentially could have got us more. But we played it the right way, playing for the field goal and making it a 2-possession game. So, Lisa Shepard is in here. What's going on, Lisa? And I'm glad we got it. Absolutely, man. I am absolutely glad, Lisa, that we can go at least 2 weeks talking about a win. That's the great thing about the bye. Because if we lost, we'd be talking about, oh, man, we lost. But we're going into the bye with a win. So y'all can't tell us nothing for 2 weeks. Backtown say, hey, Steve, really digging your scoreboard. Thank you so much. Yeah, I got the glance LED board up behind me if y'all watching. Now, I know they have to update this. They usually don't update the standings until the next day, but they update the individual games. So if you're looking behind my back, they will actually update games that are in progress or games that are gone final, and they show them right behind. But if you notice, most of the standings right now, they're showing all of the standings after week 3. Tomorrow, once the Monday night doubleheader is on, as y'all see right now, tells you who won Pittsburgh game, Minnesota, tells you the score and all of that. So I'm actually thinking about getting the long one on there so you guys can keep up with the stuff as we go on, because I know sometimes you have a lot of stuff going on. As we see the Atlanta Falcons up there with their win, 34-27. Love it, love it. Dre, what is going on? Going in here in Uncle Steve's line. Let me pull this up real quick. So if we're talking about wide receivers, right now, these are the only folks that are out there. Gabriel Davis, which I'm surprised he's still out there. I remember him catching on with somebody. Nelson Aguilar, he's a little older now, so I don't know about him. Tyler Boyd, older Jamison Crowder, older Allen Robinson. So you really don't have a lot to choose from, but we better start thinking about this wide receiver room if Mooney's not doing well. PC Henry is in the house. Brothers, and glad to know we got this win today. Most definitely. Drew says Xavier Watts is him. Also, dude is balling 2 interceptions in the season so far. You got to love it, man. You got to love what you're seeing out of all 4 of the guys. Y'all, Jalen Walker, for those who think he doesn't put up any numbers on the stat sheet, he actually got 2 holding calls today for him, for the Falcons, that ended up bringing the ball back. So Jalen is coming. Pierce is coming. Watts, Bowman, just a lot. And let's not forget the 2-year players, too. Rook finally getting his opportunity to go do some things. I like everything this Falcons team is doing right now, and I'm telling y'all, the best has yet to come. We're going to wrap up things right now with Uncle Steve's Lounge on a Sunday. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow. You have the Monday Minutia tomorrow at 6 p.m., where we'll take that time 24 hours after the game to take a deep breath in. Enjoy this victory. Atlanta Falcons 34-27 over the Washington Commanders. Look forward to a bye week. Hopefully everybody can get healthy. And let's make a run on this out. That's what we like for Bay this year. Now we're only 1 game back. Let's see how things play out. Folks, don't give up on the Falcons too early. Dude, if we lose a game, you got to flush that negativity down the toilet and bring that fandom up to 100. That's what we got to do. And he even said it today. Raheem said that was an apology for how bad things were last week. And I think they did a great job of apologizing to the fans by their actions on the field. Michael Penix is not a scrub. Matter of fact, if people hold on for a second, you might have a perennial Pro Bowler or All-Pro on this team for you in Michael Penix Jr. Again, this is Uncle Steve on Uncle Steve's Lounge. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a blessed night, and we will see you tomorrow on the Monday Minutia. Y'all have a great night. Okay?
You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge.